All right, have and have not fans. Now, this is kind of a follow-up video to the one I did just recently about ABC soaps calling out the show for having too many fake deaths. And based off the comments, a lot of people are upset saying that ABC needs to shut up. Take a look at all of its own daytime soap operas with the number of fake deaths and things of that nature. Now, as a kid slash early teenager, and it's not just black people. 'Cause I love how the internet and Kev on Stage. I don't know if you follow him. He's a very funny social media personnel slash comedian, and he did a video in response to like a tweet he saw online about how well, anybody else remember growing up and having to stay with your auntie or your grandparents, and they'll be watching like daytime soap operas and then like daytime court TV, like Judge Joe Brown, Judge Judy, One Life to Live, General Hospital, Maury, things like that. So I'm not going to just say what, growing up black. No, I feel like we all dealt with this whenever our parents went out of town or we had to stay with extended family during the daytime. They would watch their soaps, they would watch their news, the court shows and whatnot. So I'm aware of General Hospital, One Life to Live, The Bold and the Beautiful, things of that nature. But remember, this was like well over a decade, if not 2 decades ago. So I'm not very familiar with the shows back now as I was back then. But yeah, it isn't uncommon for soap operas to do this over and over again. But when you think, I feel like the haves and the have-nots is like in a different ballpark in regards to how people look at it, because once again, it's the number one show on OWN. It's the thing that Tyler Perry has that people flock to him more than ever, about, aside from Medea. But at the same time, I think the show being too repetitive is a bad thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I've praised season 6. I don't think it was the most emotional season, but I definitely think it was one of the better seasons. But then again, you could make the argument, well, Jeremy, it was only 9 episodes and they did cover a decent amount of ground, and season 6 had some of the best cliffhangers ever. But when you look at the series, and I'm only talking about season 6 specifically, but first episode ended with Justin holding a gun to David's head. Second episode ended with Justin holding a gun to his head and Jeffrey's. And I'm like, okay, let's not overdo it here. Then we have, oh no, Jeffrey got shot. Then, oh no, Veronica is drowned. Oh no, wait, did David and Jeffrey get shot? Wait a minute, we saw Jim, Catherine, and Wyatt get shot. Are they all dead? Now, all I'm saying is, and I've said this like right after season 6 came to a close, the fact that season 7 is said to be the deadliest season, that means we better see some legit deaths. And I mean deaths that are death. I know it sounds weird, but we better see deaths that are deaths, not fake outs, not, cliffhangers. Well, I mean, we are definitely going to get cliffhangers. I have no doubt about that. But what I don't like is the fact that we have to deal with this over and over again, with the fact that Veronica Harrington, oh my God, did she die in a car accident? Did she die from a fall? Did she get shot and get killed? Did she get beaten up? But then she's out of the hospital within an episode or less. We need to see, and I said this in my Ambitions video, consequences. That's the one thing about Ambitions I love, because the pacing of the show, the characters, and the consequences of characters' actions happens pretty quickly. With the haves and the have-nots, it's like, okay, this character did this and we're going to get them back, but then they're going to come back bigger and better than ever within the same episode. So it's just one of those things where if we are calling this the deadliest season, I am going to be looking at it at the deadliest season. Like, when I say deadliest, I don't mean a bunch of no-name, like kind of in the shootout with David, Jeffrey, and the thugs in the house. We still don't know the aftermath, but we can assume that Jeffrey and David are both alive. So, oh, well, Jeremy, remember, what if season 7, episode 1 opens up and we see that all the thugs are dead, and what if the criers are dead? Okay, the criers are one thing, but I still think that's a hallucination. But going back to David's house, let's say half a dozen of those thugs are dead. I don't count that as deadliest because they're no-name characters, except for that one dude Veronica was talking with. So yeah, it is impressive that, oh man, but it feels like, the Malone and Warlock shootout where Warlock and his crew got mowed down, and it's kind of like Warlock was the only death that had any significance, and who cares about those no-name characters? So the same thing with those thugs that invaded David's home. Pretty ridiculous that David and Jeffrey survived, but all those guys didn't. So it's just one of those things where when you say the deadliest season, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that we're going to see a large body count? Or are we going to see a main character die? Which I doubt we will based off promotional and behind the scenes stuff. But it would really give Tyler Perry more credit, in my opinion, to actually kill someone off of importance and continue the story on, as opposed to killing no-name characters or characters that rank in the D and C tier. B tier characters are a bit different. Like, let's say Justin, Mitch, Landon, or Charles, for example. But it's just one of those things where, just like with ambitions, whoever dies, you have to think whose death would have a lot of significance on the main characters. So really, that's all I have to say about it. And I can understand people who are very familiar with daytime soaps, they will call out ABC soaps, because how dare you say that about the haves and have-nots when there are a bunch of soap operas on ABC and all these other networks that do the exact same thing. But, you know, being me, being like this being the only soap opera I watch, you know, religiously now, I do feel like the fake death thing has been played out, and Tyler Perry should definitely kill off. And I don't want to see, aside from Wyatt, Benny, Justin, and Jeffrey, I don't want to see any character killed off just to be killed off. But I think in order for fans to really take death seriously on this show, someone needs to die. Like, remember when it was Erica, Oscar, and Melissa, like, oh snap, they're all dead within the span of 2 episodes. Yeah, maybe we need to do that again. And when I say like we need to do that again, I don't mean like, oh yeah, Tyler needs to wipe the slate clean by killing 3 characters and then we're going to introduce 20 characters. That's not what I'm saying. I think we should really expand more upon the characters we actually have in the show before introducing a lot more, even though from behind the scenes there are several new characters showing up soon. So that's all I got to say about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also, if you haven't, go back and check out my video about ABC soaps calling out the haves and the have-nots. I think I even went ahead and posted the actual article, the photo of the magazine article, on the community tab on YouTube, as well as Twitter, my Instagram, Facebook page, and Facebook group. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.